clash of swords to the writing of laws, the theme of fighting has shaped human history. Today we're diving into the ancient world to explore how fighting was immortalized in text and artifacts. We'll examine two legendary works, Homer's Iliad and Virgil's Aeneid, along with two extraordinary artifacts, the Shield of Achilles and the Stele of Hammurabi. These treasures reveal the cultural, political, and personal significance of fighting in ancient societies. Let's start with Homer's Iliad. One of the most famous works of Western literature, the Iliad plunges into the Trojan War, a monumental conflict between Greeks and Trojans. But this isn't just about the armies clashing, it's about the humanity behind the fighting. Take Achilles, the poem's fierce warrior, whose duel with Hector in Book 22 isn't just a fight, it's a collision of honor, grief, and rage. Achilles fights to avenge his fallen friend Patroclus, and Hector fights to protect his city and family. Their struggle reminds us that fighting often intertwines with personal and societal values. But fighting isn't just a Greek obsession. Centuries later, Virgil's Aeneid retold the story of a Trojan survivor, Aeneas, who fought his way to founding Rome. The final duel in Book 12 between Aeneas and Turnus echoes Homer's epics but adds a Roman twist, where Achilles fights for revenge, Aeneas fights for destiny. This reflects Rome's cultural emphasis on duty and the greater good over personal glory. Through these texts, we see how different societies understood fighting as a test of character, a vehicle for storytelling, and even a tool for defining national identity. Now let's turn to artifacts, starting with the Shield of Achilles. While the original shield never existed, its detailed description in the Iliad has inspired countless artistic representations. Forged by the god Hephaestus, the shield is a microcosm of life itself. It depicts scenes of war and peace side by side, suggesting that fighting is an inescapable part of human existence. This artifact reminds us that even in the heat of battle, ancient peoples contemplated the larger forces shaping their lives. And then there's the Stele of Hammurabi, an artifact that gives us a very different perspective on fighting. Carved around 1754 BCE, this stone pillar bears the world's oldest surviving legal code. Among its 282 laws are rules governing violence, from disputes over injuries to punishments for brawls. Unlike the heroic combat of Achilles and Aeneas, the Stele frames fighting as something to be managed and controlled. It shows us how ancient leaders sought to channel human aggression into order, reinforcing the connection between law and warfare. Together, these texts and artifacts tell us that fighting was more than just a physical combat. It was a way to explore human emotion, create societal structures, and even forge identities. The Greeks and Romans celebrated the heroism of warriors, while the Babylonians focused on curbing violence through laws. Both perspectives remind us that fighting is deeply ingrained in the human experience. The Stele of Hammurabi also serves as a reminder of how fighting could disrupt and challenge the stability of ancient societies. Laws addressing violence were designed not just to punish, but to prevent future disputes. For example, the principle of lex talionis, an eye for an eye, might seem harsh to modern readers, but is established as a measure of fairness in an era when unchecked violence could spiral into chaos. Hammurabi's code reflected an understanding that, while fighting might be inevitable, it could be contained within framework of justice. Meanwhile, the Shield of Achilles, a masterpiece of mythic imagination, takes us beyond the battlefield to a broader human experience. The imagery of farmers plowing fields, festivals in peaceful cities, and cosmic elements like the sun and moon suggest that war is just one aspect of life's tapestry. By including scenes of peace and prosperity, Homer invites us to reflect on what was truly at stake when societies turned to violence. What can we take away from these ancient texts and artifacts? They show us that fighting was not only a means of survival or conquest, but also a lens through which ancient peoples understood themselves. In Greek mythology, fighting tested the individual's courage and honor. In Roman culture, it was about serving a higher purpose. In the Babylonian society, fighting was something to be tamed through laws. These stories and objects reveal the complexity of human conflict as both destructive force and a catalyst for growth. By studying these ancient works, we gain insight into how our ancestors grappled with the complexities of conflict. Their lessons resonate even today, reminding us the enduring impact of fighting, not just in shaping history, but in shaping who we are. Thank you for watching.